Hello everyone, it's Oksana. Welcome to my channel. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, so I wanted to share with you some super easy and budget-friendly decor ideas that will add a romantic and festive touch to your space, but without having to buy more decor stuff. Because you know how it is. It's like a holiday marathon in retail stores. As soon as one ends, another begins. We live in a consumer society, and if you are someone who loves going all out with heart-shaped everything, that's cool too, no judgment here, you do you. But if you prefer to keep things sweet and simple, easy on the pocket, light on the clutter, but heavy on the romantic vibes, then stick with me and let's make this Valentine's Day special without breaking the bank and adding more stuff to our storage. So let's get started. The first idea on my list is making a fresh flower arrangement, because fresh flowers always bring that festive, romantic and fancy touch. But instead of waiting for someone else to give you flowers on the busy Valentine's Day with all the crazy lines and flower chaos everywhere, you can grab some flowers a bit earlier, treat yourself and create a gorgeous arrangement all by yourself. It's surprisingly easy, I promise, and trust me, it will look as luxurious as if you order it from a fancy flower salon. And if you get flowers for Valentine's Day too, that's great. I think the more flowers the better, right? You can of course choose any flowers you like. I personally associate Valentine's Day with the classic pink and red roses, so I got these beautiful pink roses from my local grocery store, and in addition to them I also grabbed a bundle of baby's breath flowers just to make an arrangement more interesting. I always remove all the leaves from the roses. If you like, you can leave a few leaves, but I've noticed that professional florists typically remove all the leaves from flowers when making arrangements and bouquets. I believe it conserves the flower's energy, so I always do it as well. For my arrangement, I'll be using a small flower ceramic pot and wet floral foam. You can find this foam at craft stores like Hobby Lobby, Michael's or Amazon, and make sure that your pot or vase isn't too large because it will require a substantial amount of flowers to fill it. So keep in mind that if you use a larger size dish, be prepared to use a generous amount of flowers. And before soaking the foam, I add flower food to the water. This is not necessary, but if you have it, it's good because it helps flowers last a little longer. And remember, when you place a block on the water, let it sink in and don't push it down, because if you press the foam into the water, you can create air pockets in the center and the flowers will not have a water source in those places. My vase is pretty deep, so I fill the bottom with plastic bags and then place the wet foam. Then I tried to secure it all with waterproof floral tape, but honestly it didn't work for me. Usually this tape sticks well to any surface, but for some reason it didn't stick to my ceramic vase. Although I remember when I made a Christmas centerpiece in a glass bowl, it stuck very well without any problems, so it seems to depend on the surface material. But anyway, if you are not moving your arrangement around, it's not a big deal and it's not really necessary. Okay, everything is set, but before I begin arranging my roses, I like to open them up, or as florists call it, reflex them. It's when you gently curve the petals outward to make the roses look fuller and more open. It's a very trendy technique lately, and I really love how it makes the roses look lush, bigger and more dramatic. I think that these particular roses may not be ideal for this technique because their petals are pretty tall and firm, but even bending a few outer petals creates an amazing look, as you can see. Just try to be very gentle, and as you move towards the inner petals and already can't fully curve the whole petals outward, you can just curl the sides of the petals. This will also serve as a kind of transition from the outer petals to the closed petals in the bud. As for the shape of my arrangement, I'm going for something asymmetrical, voluminous, and airy. I think the easiest shape you can make at home is a pavé arrangement, where you just pack the flowers tightly together. But first of all, for that type of arrangement, you would need a bunch more flowers. And secondly, I just prefer my bouquets and arrangements to be more on the airy, fluffy, and voluminous side. It might be a bit trickier to make, but I'm excited to give it a try. Before inserting flowers into the foam, always make a fresh cut at a diagonal angle on the stem so that it has a better chance to absorb water and stay fresh longer. I try to place the shortest stems right by the edge so that the flower heads cover as much of the rim of my vase as possible, and I try to place the baby's breath flowers kind of together and arrange them in a sort of diagonal line, so there's some idea to it instead of just putting them randomly among the roses. I hope that makes sense. And this is the arrangement I came up with. Honestly, I'm pretty thrilled with how it turned out, and there is just something special about making it yourself. I highly recommend you try something like this, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Alright, another fantastic way to add a touch of romance to your home without spending much is of course through candles. I personally think that long tapered candles in particular always make things look fancy, elegant, and festive. And if you want to take an extra step and make it a little extra themey, just switch your regular whites or neutral candles to pink or red ones. The colors work like magic and they always set the perfect mood. I picked up a pair of these pink tapered candles from Hobby Lobby, placed them into my old candle holders from IKEA, and voila, just look at how instantly romantic and festive this candle setup is. It's a very quick and easy way to set the mood. And if you are feeling extra creative, consider grouping several candles together for a large centerpiece. And of course, don't forget about scents. Vanilla or floral scents can really add that extra touch of romance. The next thing on my list might not exactly be considered decor, but it's sure to decorate your evening, look fabulous, and best of all, be delicious. So let's create a Valentine's Day charcuterie board. Well, maybe I can't officially label it as a charcuterie board because there won't be any meat involved. So let's go with calling it a Valentine's Day dessert board. And the first ingredient on my list is delicious whipped cream, and I really encourage you to whip the cream yourself rather than going for the store-bought one in a can, because it just can never compare with the taste of freshly homemade whipped cream. To whip it up fast, make sure the cream is super cold. You can even throw it in the freezer for about 5-10 minutes before you start. Add some regular or powdered sugar to your liking, and you are done in about 5 minutes. I had a pair of adorable small heart-shaped pink balls, so I put the whipped cream in one of them and sprinkle it on top with these lovely Valentine sprinkles I found at Hobby Lobby. And for the second small bowl, I filled it with these cute pink, red, and white M&M's candies. And finally, it's time to put together our beautiful and delicious board. What could be a more perfect combo with whipped cream than fresh berries? So I'm using fresh strawberries and raspberries here. Then I added my favorite pretzel breadsticks from Trader Joe's. If you haven't tried them yet, I highly recommend them. They're so yummy. The next thing is these fancy cake pops I found at Target. Then I added sweet butter toffee pretzels. Next, I added dark chocolate almonds. And the last thing I added was these fig and olive crisps from Trader Joe's. To make your board not only tasty but also beautiful, try to mix up different pretty colors and put things with contrasting colors next to each other. If you want to add some color accents, you can also do what I did, just dip something into whipped cream and sprinkle it with those cute sprinkles to make it even prettier. I actually had more ingredients that I wanted to add. I also had blueberries and blackberries, and I had grapes, but there was just no room left for them on this board. But I think you get the idea. You can mix and match your favorite snacks and treats, making your board as healthy or as indulgent as you wish. Just enjoy the fun of creating your perfect combination. I hope you guys enjoyed these very simple ideas to make your Valentine's Day a little more beautiful and tasty. And even if you don't have a special someone yet, it's always a good idea to make any day a little brighter and create a small celebration just for yourself. Wishing you all a happy and beautiful Valentine's Day, or simply a wonderful day filled with love. I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye bye.